Hello everybody, back again here, Conor. In circumstances that I didn't really want to talk about. Listen, we've got your West Bromwich Albion previews coming from the boys very, very soon. But I just wanted to get this out there, obviously, because this has just happened. And with the absolute madness that went on yesterday with Leeds United, news has just come out that they reckon, according to the Bristol Post, whether or not you believe that or you don't believe that, it's quite widely recognised as a good source. It looks like Eddie Nketiah, which I've thought from day dot, to be quite frank, is going back to Arsenal. I've been tweeting about it because I'm absolutely gutted. I'm absolutely gutted with it. I love Eddie. I think he's the best second striker we're going to get. I don't think we're going to get a better one. If I'm looking at it positively, it's very difficult to look at it positively because you can trust in the club, all this sort of stuff. But evidently the club have completely balls this up. Victor Orta beat 32 people to Eddie's signature on the final day. Did Bielsa ever want Nketiah over Ryan Kent, let's say? I'm not 100% sure. Ryan Kent was being spoken about for 10, 11 days straight, and then Leeds got Nketiah on the last day, apparently involving a PowerPoint from Victor Orta, which was an exceptional PowerPoint according to reports in The Athletic. Leeds managed to get it sorted over the line. Massive coup for Leeds United. Eddie Nketiah, the next Ian Wright. And the season started off really well for the youngster, and he's been bright. I thought he was good yesterday against Birmingham. It's his first start for Leeds United, which tells you absolute bundles of what you need to know, really. I don't think Bielsa's ever been sold on him, if I'm brutally honest. Hence why, even when Bamford didn't score, what was it, in 10, he still wouldn't start Eddie. It sort of flights back to Izzy Brown last year. The problem's there because obviously Brown's doing really well at Luton now. He's done well at Huddersfield, Rotherham, did well at Chelsea as well. And it does hark back to of Leeds completely naffed this up because Orta evidently wanted it and he's done really well to acquire his signature. Bielsa evidently didn't want it. And that's been evident, as I've just said, with the starters. And so where do we go from here? Well, reports say from Anfield that apparently Ryan Brewster is going to Swansea, which I think is a really good move for Swansea. I think he'll fit their style of play really well. Really quick, nippy youngster, very highly rated down in Liverpool. Got a couple of scouts mates myself who very highly rate Ryan Brewster. I thought he wouldn't be as good as Eddie, to be quite frank, but I'd have been satisfied with getting Ryan Brewster in on loan. That's evidently not happened. Apparently, Swansea, it's about 99% done. They've essentially agreed a fee, or a loan fee, or however that's going to work. Don't know the ins and outs. But where do Leeds go then? I'm struggling. I'm really struggling to find out where Leeds are going to go after that. I've heard Billy Sharp. Obviously, I don't think it's from a very credible source. Well, it's not from a credible source at all, but it wouldn't surprise me if Leeds went down that route. Not wanted by Sheffield United. Is he going to be happy to come and sit on the bench for Leeds? Probably. Pick up a wage. I think Sheffield United want to spur him on. Obviously, he's got the experience of getting teams promoted. He knows Leeds, kind of. Not really inspired by that one, if it is the case. Cenk Tosun was named earlier on. Once again, Scouse mates, they say he's absolutely awful. He's about, 15 stone when he's in shape, I think. So I'm not inspired by that at all. It'd take him months and months and months. And the reason, a lot of you might turn around and say, well, we've got Bamford. Yeah, of course. We have got Bamford, which is amazing. Fantastic. I'm buzzing about that. Bamford starts for me. Of course he does. Bamford starts week in, week out. But Bamford normally in his career, his trajectory, has had a spell out. He's always had a spell out of a season, whether or not that be at Norwich, that derby, Borough. I believe he had a little period out at the start for Borough. Had it last season for Leeds at the start. There's going to be a period where Patrick Bamford is out of this side, even whether or not that's suspension. Do you know what I mean? He's going to have a period out of this side. So we need quality coming in. Listen, we've got some tough games in this next year. We've had the first half of the season, which has been excellent. We've done really, really well. But this second half, we need to attack it with the same impetus. And this, for me, it's a shocking way to start January. If Eddie goes back, he's definitely going to be recalled. You've typed it in on Twitter and it's coming up with all the Arsenal sources saying he's definitely going to be recalled. Arteta wants him playing week in, week out. He wants him loaned out. And the front runners are Brentford, Sheffield Wednesday and Bristol City. I was having this discussion on Twitter earlier on, and yes, we do have to trust in the system, but I'm still going to vent my frustration because I think the ballsed up getting Nketiah in the first place, because what was the point? What was the point in going after him getting ahead on the transfer battle with 32 other clubs. If he's just going to sit on the bench and make 10-minute cameo appearances, what's the point? You might as well have gone out and got, a Ryan Brewster at the start of the season. You might as well have gone out and got a Billy Sharp at the start of the season. There was no point in going in that battle for Nketiah. There was no point, because obviously he's got us a few goals this season, but in the long term, it's not. There's no point really, was there? And now, with all these clubs, Brentford not being far behind us, I think, well, I say not far, but 10, 11 points, it's not a lot when you've still got 21 points to play for, over 60 points to still play for. And I don't know, I just think I'm a little bit dejected by it, I'll be brutally honest with you guys, because I think it's a massive statement when you get in clubs who are in and around the top 6, in and around the top 4, who have apparently, according to the Bristol Post, already approached Arsenal about Eddie's signature. So you're getting all the top clubs in this division who want Eddie, and there's a reason behind that, because every time they've seen Eddie, they've been impressed with him. Look at when he came on against Sheffield Wednesday. For me, completely turned the game, started running at Palmer, who was at left back that day, started running at him, started creating problems, and that's what he does. His pace still frightens people, and it's an option off the bench, which is an unbelievable option. Listen, we can't do anything because Arsenal want him back. Arsenal want him playing week in, week out. We're not going to change our system to accommodate Eddie, but I just think there's been a lot of energy and expenditure in getting Eddie, and the whole conversation around Eddie, when we were never gonna exceed expectations with having Eddie at this club. There was no point in going for him in the first place. I'd have rather have just stuck everything into Ryan Kent then. Do you know what I mean? Because now it leaves us in a situation where we've got to go out and we've got to get Che Adams. We've got to go and get Che Adams, for me. You don't get Che Adams and everything else is a weakness. You've weakened your side if you don't get Che Adams. Cenk Tosun, Billy Sharp, Ryan Brewster, not on the same level. The only person who's on the same level, if above, is Che Adams. Is he going to be happy with coming to Leeds? He's going to see what's happened with Eddie, and he's been on the bench. Is Che going to be happy when he's been, starting for Birmingham week in, week out? Apparently, Birmingham have also approached Southampton to take him back. If he went to Birmingham, he'd be starting every week. If he comes to Leeds, he'd be on the bench. It's just not happening. And, obviously I know the lads at Talking Shut, we created the rumour and all this sort of stuff. But I think it does fit into Leeds' style of play, getting someone like Che Adams. Do you know why, guys? We're absolutely scramping at the barrel because we have no realistic targets who we're going to go for. Maybe Vidra again. I mean, yeah, I'm just really disappointed. I think it's a real balls up by Leeds. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Obviously, we need to trust the club, but, it's not a great start to January or going into January, obviously, with Kiko's impending ban, which we know is going to happen because of bloody the FA and how much they hate us. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think it's a misdemeanour by Leeds? Do you think we've naffed it up? Obviously, we've got to trust in the system, but it doesn't align with me. Horta's done all this work to get him. Bielsa now doesn't really want him or want to play him. Doesn't really link up with me. I don't think they've done the right thing. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and we'll be out with we'll have your West Brom previews really soon. See you in a bit.